So, I'm Gavin from Get Your Rock Out. I'm here with Heart of a Coward at the Asylum in Birmingham. How you guys doing? Okay?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah,
all good.
How's sunny Birmingham working out for you?
It's pretty damn sunny out there. That weather.
Terrible. So, obviously, first date of the tour.
Yeah.
For the new album. Obviously, quite an exciting sort of thing for you. There's quite a few dates on this tour as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 11 in total.
Is it 11 or 12? I can't remember. It's something like that. Anyway, it's quite a run.
There's a few venues that you haven't played before as well, isn't there?
Yeah. This is one of them.
Really? You've not played this? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Time. I think
last time was Academy 3, wasn't it? With Bleed From Within in April.
Okay.
So we've played Birmingham before, obviously, but never been to the Asylum. But it's a fucking awesome venue, man. Like really nice staff and everything. So.
No, I don't know. I've been there once before, and one thing that's shocked me with its PA, just how it's just so loud. It's just unbelievable.
It is. Yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah. So have you got any sort of big expectations for the tour? Obviously, looking online, it's been selling really well.
That was a real shock to us, man. Like, I mean, obviously we were hoping that it would sell well because it's it's a big thing for us to be coming out on and pushing the new album. But I mean, I think our London show's sold out already. This one's pretty much sold out, like, and across the board, like. The ticket sales have been amazing. So to have that support before we even turn up at the show,
exactly,
amazing,
overwhelming. Really, didn't expect that at all.
It's a lot of preempting. People were expecting the venues to sell out, so obviously, everyone's getting in there early and getting the tickets.
It's a good feeling, man. It's good.
Brilliant. So obviously, it's not like you haven't played at all recently. Also, you did a Halloween show, did you? Like a week ago, Day of the Dread.
Yeah.
How did that go?
That was good fun. It was good fun. It was just a nightmare getting back because it was a weekday and we all worked. Had to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Got home at 4:30 in the morning.
I was the only one that wised up, wasn't I? I got a hotel with the missus that night down in Plymouth.
I
was like after the show getting fucking wasted and all
thinking ahead, quite obviously.
That worked that next day. But as for the gig, it was great.
Did you play a lot of new material from your last show?
Yeah, we decided to integrate. Obviously, it was a support set, so it was long. But we decided to integrate a few of our new tracks. I think we did like Monstro, Prey, and a few others. So it was. And
did you get a good reaction? Because obviously the album hadn't actually been out at this point.
I think originally we weren't going to do it. We were just going to do. I think we were going to drop one new track in there. But when we got there, we just decided that actually. This is a perfect opportunity to try some of these tracks out because otherwise we would have been turning up here today, not played them live at all, not had a feel for how to move, how to kind of interact with the crowd on certain tracks and everything. So it was a good opportunity to do that. So
no, definitely. So obviously the new album, Severance. The inspiration behind this one. How does this one sort of differ from Hope and Hindrance?
Sorry, man.
I think it was mainly. Well, it differed in the fact that I think all 5 of us had a hand in writing this from scratch, whereas I think Hope and Hindrance was sort of a few key writers and then we add bits in and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was literally all of us sat in front of a computer or whatever we were doing at whatever our setup was at the time and just coming up with riffs. Just straight after work would go down to the studio and just do that, and obviously we had the hate built up from a 9-to-5 job, so I think that's what I'd like to thank our jobs for this album really. I think that's what brought out the hate.
That's the only positive.
So was it sort of a longer studio session? You're saying obviously the first one being bits and pieces, was this more of a case of booking yourselves in and getting in there?
The thing with this one is Hope and Hindrance was actually written over about it was a couple of years in total it was written. So the actual writing process took a lot longer. Whereas this time we all kind of knuckled down and wrote the whole album in like 7 months. But once the album had been written, we had kind of an idea who we wanted to work with this time. Whereas the first album we produced ourselves and everything. So we had more time to faff around with it. Whereas this one we had booked time with Ackle at 4D Studios. And we spent, I don't know, was it a month maybe, just getting everything done? I think
we did it fairly quickly, I'd say, compared to, because as Hope and Hindrance, as Carl said, it was 2.5 years. I think this one we managed to bash out in about 6 to 8 months, I think.
But we learned not to obsess over the tracks, didn't we? That was the main thing, because on the first album we would obsess over little things that actually we thought, when you listen back to it, it's like, was that really necessary? So on this album we've stripped a lot of it back, not to the point where it's boring, but to the point where it's like, you know, we kind of finished the track and we let it breathe. We didn't keep going back to it and adding things and taking things out. We finished a track. If we thought it was finished, we let it breathe for a few days or whatever, and then we'll go back and see is there anything we can add or take out. If not, it's done. So the whole process, it was a lot quicker, and we felt a lot better about it because we weren't worrying about little things. It was like if the track as a whole sounded good, we were happy with it. So the process worked a lot better for us, I think.
It's a great, I mean, to be honest, it's a great sounding album. Really, it's just overwhelmingly loud, more than anything. That low guitar sound is just incredible. But obviously, Justin makes an appearance on this album. So how did that come about?
Well, Jamie went to record his vocals with Justin. I think that was the plan originally. What's it called?
Fortress Studios.
Yeah, great place. And obviously Justin was helping produce and blah blah. We decided to do it with him. I think it was more location convenient as well because Jamie's in London, and obviously Justin's a great producer anyway. And then all of a sudden, I think they sort of had a bit of a chin wag, and then it was like, oh, why not? I'll just try out on this track. And then we turned up not knowing what was going on, and then all of a sudden Justin's on the track, and we're like, oh,
we're all massive sick.
I
mean, when I met him, as fucking lame as it sounds, I was slightly starstruck. You know, when I was a kid, Sixth were one of my favourite bands, so it was like to meet him alone was like wicked. To have him producing vocals on the album, but to hear his voice on a track as well was just like fucking overwhelming.
It was all a surprise. We didn't actually know about it.
So I'm dead happy with his part on the album. I think he fucking smashed it. So
brilliant. And obviously, I've had a look. I won't lie to you, only today actually, but I had a look at your Deadweight video. Yeah. Obviously, couldn't help noticing there seems to be almost a kind of a Fight Club sort of theme to it, isn't it? So where the ideas of that came about? I mean, it's just basically focusing on the type of the sound of the band that you are. Like obviously, because you can be quite aggressive, can't you?
Yeah, I think that was the main thing. Obviously, because it was our first single from the new material, and we just wanted it to be sort of fight music. We wanted just say wanted to tell everyone that we're back and we're just like Aggie and we're at it now. So that was the main idea.
It's interesting you say that you're back because I mean I've just had a look at you. You haven't really taken any long periods of not playing, have you? You've constantly played.
No, I mean the main thing for us, it was I think it was more of a personal thing really because we released our when we released our first album, we were going through a lot of shit with lineup changes and stuff, and we felt it really, you know, fucked our morale as a band. And you know, when we started getting ideas together for the new album and that, it took a while to kind of get things flowing again. And for us to come back with Deadweight, so hard-hitting track, hard-hitting video, it was kind of a statement for us to say we're back. You know, this is where we're at now. The album is coming, and that it was kind of like a more personal thing, I think. But like you say, we didn't really take any time out, as it were. Like, I think it was just our morale was back and the album was on its way and everything more than...
Well, no, I mean, one thing you said, obviously live, I mean, my first time seeing you, but obviously, for instance, I mean, just this last week it was on Scuzz, wasn't it? They played the DVDs coming with a new album, and obviously you can carry sound, absolutely. I mean, that just, I think, was it the Red Bull? Not the Red Bull Temple, was it? Pepsi Max, and obviously the whole place just was on fire. It looks like it was an absolute killer show. It was a fantastic reaction. But obviously, noticing you guys obviously have quite a heavy social media team. I don't know if that's done personal or if that's done by somebody outside.
Done by us.
But management,
obviously, you've had some killer feedback from the new album. I mean, obviously. How do you feel about obviously the reactions you've actually been getting?
It's been really overwhelming, to be honest. Really overwhelming. I mean, we were hoping for a big kind of release and, you know, for people to be excited and everything. But I mean, you know, the online reaction and the reaction we've been getting from friends, and not only that, like people that we work with, like the agency group, our management team, everything. Everyone's kind of been really supportive, and they're really happy with the album. And for us, you know, we're reading reviews in magazines. Fucking hell, like, is that really
it was a bit of a shocker. Like, I think I would have been happy with like on par, if not just a bit under Hope and Hindrance. That's why I was like, I'll be cool with that. But it sort of went above and beyond that, I think, from what I've seen so far. And we're just pretty fucking chuffed, I guess.
I wouldn't say we had low expectations of it, but we were a bit like, okay, let's just see how it goes, because the writing process was so different.
The thing is, it's a different album as well. Not in a sense, because it's obviously got that classic gent that Hope and Hindrance has, but whereas Severance, I think we see it more as a heavy metal
album. It's just
a
metal album, isn't it? For us, it's just a metal album with like old school groove, like Pantera style kind of stuff in there. We weren't going for a modern, let's write a fucked up time signature and let's do it. We weren't like that at all.
It just came out. I think it was, again, as I said before, it was because of our hatred of working a 9 to 5 job, and that's what came out.
So obviously, in earnest, it's my own opinion is it's obviously when you compare Severance to Hope and Hindrance, it sounds more mature. Do you think that's just a reflection of the songwriting process?
I would say so, in a way. I think mature in the sense that we're not, like I said, we're not obsessing over little things. We literally decided we want to focus on old school song structures, we want to focus on writing choruses, and we want to really bring that out of this album. We don't want over the top, like pointless structuring and stuff where people are going to forget what the song sounds like. We want it to be a song that people can relate to, and I think that's probably why it kind of sounds a lot more mature in a way. And again, like the first album was written over 2 years, so there's songs from fucking ages ago that are on that album, whereas this one is a 7-month period where everything was written all at once, all 5 of us involved, so it's a lot more cohesive as well.
Definitely,
Okay, brilliant. Well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight, and obviously for the rest of the tour.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.